The gift that wasn't just a joke. Ryan never liked birthdays. For him, it was just another day until now. It was his 25th birthday. The sky above New York was cloudy, and Ryan sat quietly in his small apartment, scrolling through messages. Most were boring happy birthday texts. But one message stood out. It was from Max. Max wasn't a normal friend. He was Ryan's childhood best friend, who had become a billionaire at just 22. Tech genius, private rockets, crazy ideas. Ryan hadn't seen him in over a year. The message said, "Pack a bag. Come to Launch Bay 7. I'm giving you something big this year. Something out of this world." Ryan laughed. Max was always dramatic. Probably another weird party on a yacht or a fake moon base. Still, Ryan went. Launch Bay 7 was hidden in a desert. Security was tight. Guards scanned him. Robots rolled past. And then he saw Max. "Ryan!" Max shouted, grinning, arms wide. "Happy birthday, bro," Ryan smiled. "So, what is it this time? Flying car? A robot dog?" Max winked. "Better. Come with me." They entered a private shuttle. It looked like something out of a sci-fi movie. Sleek, silver, glowing lights. No one said where they were going. The ship took off. Minutes later, they were in orbit. Ryan looked out the window and gasped. Below him was a planet. Blue, green, full of life. It looked like Earth, but different. The clouds were golden. The oceans had a strange shimmer. Max said, "That's your gift." Ryan blinked. "What do you mean?" "That planet, it's yours." "Happy birthday," Ryan laughed. "Yeah, right." "I'm serious," Max replied. "It's called Thalion 9. I bought it last year through a private auction. Fully terraformed, breathable air, artificial sun. It's safe and empty. Mostly. Mostly? Ryan asked. Max shrugged. "You'll see. Just think of it as a peaceful vacation. No work. No noise, just you and nature. Go explore. The ship will drop you off and come back in a week." Ryan stared at the planet. Was this real? It couldn't be. The shuttle landed gently on a wide green field. Trees swayed. The wind felt warm. Birds or something like birds flew in the distance. The air smelled fresh. The hatch opened. Ryan stepped outside. His boots touched the soft grass. He looked around. No danger. No buildings. Then he heard footsteps. From behind the trees. A group of women walked toward him. They were tall, glowing slightly, and wore strange, flowing clothes. Their skin had shades of silver, blue, and soft violet. They were not human, but they were beautiful. Alien, elegant. Their eyes sparkled like stars. Ryan froze. One of them stepped forward. She had long silver hair and eyes like emeralds. She smiled. "Welcome, Ryan," she said in perfect English. "We have waited a long time for you." Ryan blinked. "You speak English?" "We speak all tongues," she said calmly. "Your coming was foretold. This land is yours now." "Is this some kind of game?" Ryan asked, backing up. "Is Max watching me? Is this a show?" The woman shook her head. "You are home now. This place has chosen you." Ryan's heart raced. It felt unreal. The women moved closer, not threatening, but curious, friendly. They guided him to a nearby hill. From there, he saw small houses made of crystalline stone. There were gardens, waterfalls, and lights floating in the air like fireflies. "Everything here is alive," the woman said. "It listens to your thoughts. It bends to your will." "Who are you?" Ryan asked. "I am Lyra," she said. "Caretaker of this world, and now your guide." Ryan didn't know what to say. He felt like he was dreaming. But everything, every smell, every sound, every step felt real. They brought him food, strange fruits, sweet water. It all tasted good. Too good. As night came, the sky turned violet. 2 moons rose. The stars were brighter than he had ever seen. Lyra walked beside him. There's more you must know, she said softly. But not tonight. Tonight, you rest. Ryan nodded slowly. He lay down under a large tree. The leaves glowed above him, but even as he closed his eyes, he knew something was wrong. This wasn't just a gift. Something about this planet, about these women, felt too perfect. Too planned. When Ryan opened his eyes, the world was glowing. Soft pink light filtered through the leaves above him. Two suns rose on the horizon, one golden, one pale blue. Birds with 6 wings flew overhead, singing strange songs. The grass beneath him felt like silk. He had slept under a tree, but it felt better than any bed back on Earth. Then he remembered the women. Alien women, and the gift. He sat up quickly, heart pounding. Was it still a dream? "Good morning," said a soft voice. Ryan turned. It was Lyra, the silver-haired woman who had spoken to him last night. She stood a few steps away, holding a bowl of glowing fruit. "You slept peacefully," she said. Ryan stood up, still confused. Where am I really? What is this place?" "You are on Phalion 9, she replied gently. "It is your world now." Ryan frowned. "You keep saying that, but why? Why me? I didn't do anything special. I'm just a guy who got lucky with rich friends." Lyra tilted her head. "The stars chose you. That is all we know," Ryan sighed. "Okay, and all of you? Who are you?" "We are the children of harmony," she said. "We were born here. We live to serve the balance. And now you are part of that balance." That sounded rehearsed, like a line from a play. Ryan didn't trust it. Lyra led him to the village. Everything looked perfect, too perfect. The homes were shaped like flowers and crystals. The streets sparkled in the sunlight. Strange plants floated through the air like balloons. The other women smiled at him as he passed. There were no men, not one. Ryan asked, "Where are the others? Any men?" Lyra paused. "You are the only one." Ryan's stomach turned. That was not normal. Later, they showed him a temple. It stood in the center of the village, made of silver stone and humming softly. Inside were glowing symbols and floating orbs. The air smelled like rain and electricity. "This place remembers everything," Lyra said. "It keeps our past alive." Ryan saw carvings of human-like figures, but none looked exactly like him. Some wore armor, some had weapons. Some looked terrified. He pointed at one of them. "Who is that?" Lyra looked at the wall, then looked away. "One who came before, long ago." That was the first lie. That night, Ryan walked alone. The village was quiet. Too quiet. He passed the same homes again and again, like they were placed there for decoration. The women didn't seem to sleep. Some just stood still, smiling at the stars. He wandered to the edge of the village and noticed something strange. A path hidden behind vines. A narrow tunnel led into a cave beneath the hill. Curiosity took over. The tunnel was cold and dark. Ryan lit a small torch from a vine that glowed when touched. As he walked deeper, the air changed. The walls were not natural. Metal, wires, panels. Why is there human tech here? He whispered. Then he saw it. A room, small, hidden, full of old things from Earth. A broken Earth-made backpack. A cracked helmet with the NASA logo. A rusty knife. A smartphone dead and dusty. Ryan picked it up. It was real. On the floor, something else caught his eye. A human skull. He froze. This wasn't just a fantasy planet. Someone had been here before him, and they didn't make it out. Low hum began behind him. He turned quickly. Someone was there. It was Lyra. She looked different now, scared, pale. "You weren't supposed to find this," she whispered. Ryan held up the skull. What happened to him? Was he one of the others? "One of the men before me." Lyra didn't speak for a long time. Then she said something Ryan would never forget. "You're not the first. And if you stay, you won't be the last." The skull didn't lie. It was human. It was old. And it had no business being here. Ryan stared at it in silence. The cave was cold. The air smelled like metal and dust. Behind him, Lyra stood frozen. "You lied to me," Ryan said quietly. Lyra didn't answer. He turned to face her. "You said I was the first. You said this place was mine. So who was he?" Her eyes shimmered in the dark. "I didn't lie," she whispered. "I just didn't tell you everything." Ryan stepped closer, holding the broken helmet with the faded NASA logo. "Was he from Earth too?" "Yes," Lyra said. "Many years ago. His name was Cameron. He was another guest." "Another test subject?" Ryan asked. His voice was sharper now. Lyra looked away. "They called him the first arrival, but he wasn't the last. Back in the village, everything still looked perfect. The sky sparkled. The women smiled, but Ryan didn't see beauty anymore. He saw a stage, a fake world wrapped in pretty lights. He sat alone in one of the crystal homes, thinking. He tried to call Max again. No signal. Lyra appeared in the doorway, silent. "I deserve the truth," Ryan said. She stepped inside slowly. "This planet was built, not found." "I figured that," Ryan replied. "But by who?" She took a deep breath. "By him, your friend Max." Ryan's eyes widened. "What? This world is one of many," she said, "made by powerful humans. Billionaires, scientists, dreamers. Some call themselves gods now." Ryan felt cold. "You're not a guest," Lyra said. "You're a piece in their game." She led him underground again, past the cave, past the skull. To a door hidden behind the roots of a glowing tree. It opened with a soft beep. Behind it. Control room. Screens lined the walls. Holograms floated in the air. One screen showed Ryan sleeping under the tree. Another showed the village. Every step, every breath. All recorded. Ryan's face twisted in shock. "You were watching me?" Lyra nodded slowly. "Not me, them." Ryan stared at a screen showing Max's face smiling, laughing. A recorded message played. "Hey there, buddy. If you're seeing this, congrats. You've reached level 2. Ryan's stomach turned. "I created this world for you. Beautiful, isn't it? Everything here is designed to react to you, challenge you, test you. Don't worry, you're safe. Mostly. But remember, nothing here is free." The message glitched and ended. Ryan clenched his fists. "So I'm not even the first player?" "No," Lyra said softly. "And most didn't make it." Ryan turned to her. "Then why help me?" Lyra looked tired. "Because I was designed to serve the system, but I've seen too much. I learned to feel, to think. You're not just following code anymore. I don't want to see another one die." Ryan looked at the walls, the screens, the skull. "You said most didn't make it. What happened to the others?" "They played the game wrong," Lyra said. "They asked too many questions. Some tried to leave. Some went mad." Ryan's heart raced. "So what's the point? Entertainment?" Lyra nodded. "For them, yes. For the creators, for Max." Ryan turned to a screen showing a drone in the sky, blinking red. Watching, he stepped closer. "I want to talk to Max. I want answers." Lyra looked down. "If you try, they'll shut everything down. Or worse, they'll start over." Ryan's eyes burned. "Then we don't ask, we act." Later that night, Ryan stood outside the control room. He looked up at the stars, stars he now doubted were even real. He spoke softly, but not to Lyra. To Max. "I don't know what game you're playing, but I'm done playing your part." He pulled out the old Earth-made phone he found in the cave. Still dead. Still silent. But suddenly, a spark lit up on the screen. A message appeared. "You found it. You're not alone." Ryan stood at the edge of the cliff. Below him, the village of Thalion 9 glowed like a dream. Soft lights, floating gardens, peaceful faces. Above him, The sky shimmered with stars that might not be stars at all. He had never felt smaller or angrier. The alien planet. The beautiful women. The perfect weather. It was all fake. A game built by powerful men who played with worlds like children played with toys. And Max, his best friend, was one of them. Back inside the secret control room, Ryan replayed the last message again and again. You found it. You're not alone. Who sent it? Another player? A survivor? A warning? Lyra sat nearby, silent, watching him. Finally, Ryan spoke. You said I'm part of a game. What kind of game is this? Lyra looked at the screens. Her voice was calm, but her eyes were full of sorrow. It's called the Ascension Trial. Ryan frowned. That sounds like a bad video game. To them, she said, it is. She explained everything. The game of gods was created by Earth's elite, ultra-rich humans who no longer saw Earth as exciting. They wanted new worlds. New rules. So they built planets. They bought alien DNA. They created new life. And then they inserted players into those worlds. People like Ryan. Each world was a test. Would the player survive? Build? Love? Destroy? Every choice was watched, recorded, judged. If a player did well, they were rewarded. If they failed, they were deleted. Ryan laughed bitterly. So Max gave me this planet for my birthday, just to watch me run. Like a lab rat? Lyra nodded. He didn't give you a planet. He gave you a stage. Ryan stood up. How many others are watching right now? Thousands, Lyra said softly. Some watch from space. Some from Earth. They bet on your choices. They enjoy your pain. Ryan clenched his fists. That's sick. Lyra looked away. This is their new sport. Your life is their entertainment. But Ryan wasn't going to play their game. Not anymore. He pointed to the control systems. Can we shut this down? Hide me from their cameras? Lyra hesitated. The watchers will notice. If you break the rules, the system fights back. Then we break it quietly. Over the next 2 days, Ryan and Lyra moved in secret. They disguised their actions. Short walks turned into scouting trips. Friendly chats became coded plans. Lyra showed him hidden tunnels, old maintenance routes. The system forgot. They reached a mainframe hub deep underground. It glowed red, alive, humming like a beast. This controls the planet's surveillance, Lyra said. And maybe more. Ryan looked at the blinking light on the panel, the same one he saw in the sky. The camera. He stared into it. Then he spoke. I know you're watching, Max, but you forgot something. I'm not your toy. I'm not your story. I'm the glitch you can't control. And he pulled the wire. Alarms began to ring. Screams echoed from the surface. The sky flickered. Lights went out. The planet trembled. Lyra shouted. You woke the AI. We need to run. Back at the village, the women were confused. The air changed. The weather, always calm, now thundered. Ryan looked up and saw it. A ship, huge, silent, slowly descending from the sky. Max had arrived. An announcement echoed across the land, like a voice from the clouds. Ryan, that wasn't very polite. You broke the rules. Now, I'll show you what real power looks like. Ryan turned to Lyra. He's coming. Lyra nodded, her voice shaking. Then we fight. The sky was no longer blue. It burned red. Ryan stood in the middle of the village square, eyes fixed on the massive ship above. Black, silent, like a floating shadow of death. Max had come, but he wasn't smiling this time. The air shimmered. Deep hum filled the sky. Then, a beam of light shot down from the ship, not to destroy, not to kill, to speak. A hologram of Max appeared in the sky, calm, cold. Ryan, I didn't want it to go this way. You had paradise. Now look at you, broken rules, broken toys. Leave, or I will erase everything. Ryan didn't flinch. He stepped forward and said one word: no. Inside the homes, the alien women began to panic. The floating trees fell. The ground shook. Their perfect world was coming apart. Ryan turned to Lyra. "We need to move, now." She nodded and guided him through a side path into the jungle, where the Watcher's eyes didn't reach. Not yet. They gathered in a hidden valley where the trees grew thick and wild. A dozen alien women followed, quiet, scared, but ready. Lyra stood beside Ryan. "They don't trust you yet, but they trust me." Ryan looked at the group, silver-skinned, glowing-eyed, each one designed for beauty. But now they looked ready for war. "I'm not asking them to fight," he said. "I'm asking them to be free." That night, under the twin moons, Ryan explained the truth. "This world isn't your home," he told them. "It's a cage. Max didn't create this to protect you. He created it to control you." He showed them the hidden control room, the cameras, the files, the old logs from previous players, and the list of names. Each name had a red mark beside it. Terminated. The women stared in silence. Lyra stepped forward. "He gave us voices but not choices. It ends tonight." One of the women, Sira, fierce-eyed, clenched her fists. "Then teach us to fight." Ryan and Lyra began the plan. They split into 3 groups. Sabotage team, to take out the drones watching from the sky. Disruption team, to overload the power grid, controlling the environment. Core team, Ryan, Lyra, and Sira, headed to the heart of the system, the AI core. As they moved through the jungle, the drones followed, but the rebels were ready. They used vines soaked in special alien sap that short-circuited the drone wings. One by one, the eyes of Max went blind. Inside the SI chamber, the walls pulsed with blue light. Voices echoed, whispers from the planet's brain. "This world is not yours," said the AI voice. "Return to your role." Ryan placed his hand on the interface. "I am not a role, I'm real." The system fought back, locking doors, sparking wires, screaming with alarms. But Lyra, half alien, half system, spoke a single phrase in an ancient tongue. The lights stopped blinking. The system paused. The planet listened. Outside, the village lights began to dim. Max's ship powered up weapons. His voice returned, loud and angry. "Final warning. Step down, Ryan, or this entire planet burns." Ryan took the old communicator from his belt, the one built from a dead player's gear. He flipped it on. "Then you'll have to kill me too." He pressed the override code, the one Lyra helped him build. The AI rebooted, but this time, it didn't follow Max. It listened to Ryan. A wave of blue light shot across the sky. Max's ship blinked, then stuttered. The power cut. The red light vanished. And for the first time since Ryan arrived, the planet was silent. Free. But not everyone was cheering. Lyra collapsed, sparks flickering in her skin. Ryan caught her. "What's happening?" he asked. "I gave you control," she whispered. "But I wasn't meant to survive it." "No," Ryan said. "I'm not losing you too. It was supposed to be over, but freedom always comes at a price." The sky above Thalion 9 was quiet now. No drones, no voices. The trees swayed in cool wind. The stars shimmered, but Ryan couldn't hear any of it. He only heard Lyra's breath, slow, weak. He held her in his arms. Her skin flickered like a dying light bulb. She wasn't just alien. She was part of the system. And now the system was broken. Because of him. "Stay with me," Ryan whispered. "Don't leave now." Lyra opened her eyes, just barely. "You did it. You made the world yours." "No, ours." But before she could answer, a shadow fell over them, a ship. Not just above them, landing. Massive. Cold. Dead silent. The ground shook. The trees bent. Ryan stood up, wiping blood and sweat from his face. He placed Lyra gently under the crystal. Tree. He knew who was coming. Max. Not a message, not a hologram. The real Max, in the flesh. The ramp opened. Guards stepped out first, armor like mirrors, faces hidden. Then he came, same face. Same smile. But different eyes. Max looked disappointed. "Ryan," he said, walking forward. "Look what you've done. My masterpiece, reduced to smoke and sparks." Ryan didn't move. "You built a lie," he replied. "I built a world," Max said. Calmly. "A world where you could be anything." "I didn't ask for that." Max's voice dropped. "No, you just broke it." They walked in a slow circle, like two predators studying each other. Ryan gestured to the village. "None of this was real, was it?" "It was more real than anything on Earth," Max said. "Real control, real power, real design." "And what about them?" Ryan pointed to the women, now standing silently around the hill, watching. Max didn't look at them. "They're programs, Ryan. Beautiful ones. But still, just parts of the world, like trees or wind." Ryan's fists clenched. "She's not a tree." Max sighed. "You've gone native." He nodded to the guards. "Shut it all down." Hard reset. The guards moved. The women backed away. One guard raised a device. Ryan pulled a stolen, stun stick from his belt and slammed it into the guard's chest. Flash. Crack. The guard collapsed. The others turned out rebellion. Round 2. Sira, Lyra's strongest follower, charged the next soldier. She moved like wind and thunder. Other women followed. No one was waiting anymore. Not for orders. Not for permission. This wasn't Ryan's fight alone. It was theirs. The battle was short but loud. Sparks flew. Screams echoed. One by one, Max's team fell. Max himself never raised a hand. He just watched. When it was over, he was the last one standing. He looked at Ryan. "You think you won?" Max said, "You just cut the wires. That doesn't make you free." Ryan walked up to him, slowly. "No, but it makes me human." He took Max's own override chip from the fallen soldier's belt, a black square no bigger than a coin. Held it in his hand. Max raised an eyebrow. "You wouldn't." "You're right," Ryan said. And handed the chip to Lyra. She stood now. Barely, her light was returning. She took the chip, closed her eyes, and spoke one final command. "Disconnect." Creator protocol. The sky pulsed once. Bright. Then calm. Max gasped. Like someone had pulled air from his lungs. His ship's lights went dark. He fell to his knees. You disconnected me." Lyra stepped forward. "You no longer rule here. You are not a god." Max looked up at Ryan, broken. "I gave you everything." Ryan looked at the stars. "No, Max, you gave me a lie." They didn't kill Max, they left him behind. To walk the world he built. A king without a throne. As dawn rose, Ryan sat beside Lyra under the glowing tree. The wind felt different. Now. Real. Alive. Free. She turned to him. "What now?" He smiled. "We stopped calling it his world." Lyra nodded slowly. "Then what do we call it?" Ryan thought for a long moment, and then said softly, "Home." The war was over, but peace hadn't arrived yet. Thalian 9 stood still beneath the twin suns. No drones, no alarms. No Max. The grass was growing back where fire had burned. The floating trees returned. The village lights flickered with cautious warmth, but silence still hung in the air, the kind that comes after something breaks. Not everything could be rebuilt. Not everyone had survived. Ryan walked slowly across the hill, a place once called the Viewpoint. He remembered his first night here, when it all felt magical. Back then, he thought it was paradise. Now, he knew better. Paradise built on lies wasn't paradise at all. Behind him, Lyra followed. She had changed. Her eyes no longer glowed like artificial stars. Her skin no longer flickered like a machine. Something inside her had shifted. She was more alive now. Less system, more soul, but also more fragile. She sat beside Ryan in the tall grass. He didn't speak at first. She did. "This world feels different," she said softly. He nodded. Because for the first time, no one is watching. The eye had been disconnected from its creators, but not deleted. Instead, Ryan reprogrammed it with help from Lyra and the others. It no longer followed orders from Earth. Now it listened. To the people of THALEN-9. It didn't rule. It served. Just like it should have from the beginning. Max. They left him wandering. He walked the empty roads alone. The village wouldn't speak to him. The women passed him without a word. Not because of hate, but because of irrelevance. He wasn't a god anymore. He was just a man. And for someone like Max, that was worse than death. One morning, a new ship arrived, small, quiet, unmarked. It landed softly near the old launch site. A human stepped out, not a soldier, not a watcher, but a diplomat from Earth. Had seen the data leak, the rebellion, the eye break. And Earth was afraid. They offered Ryan a way out. You've made history, the woman said. You're a hero now. You can come back, lead, teach, be part of something big. Ryan looked. At the open door of the ship. He imagined Earth. Its noise, its rules, its crowds. Then he looked at Lyra. And the people rebuilding homes with laughter and bare hands. That night, Ryan stood before the whole village. Lyra stood beside him. He took a deep breath. I was given this world as a gift, he began, but a gift you don't choose is a prison. He looked at the crowd. I didn't earn this place. Not alone. You did, every one of you. You made it a world worth saving. He paused. I can leave, today, right now. Gasps, smiles, some tears. I don't want to rule this planet. I want to live with you, build it with you, not as a player, not as a chosen one, but as a man who finally knows what home means. The ship left empty. Ryan stayed. Years passed. The trees grew taller. New homes were built from stone and light. The planet began to sing again, and deep inside the old AI system, a new protocol was written by Ryan himself. No gods, no players, only people, only choice. One evening, Lyra and Ryan sat beneath the twin moons. Do you ever miss Earth? She asked. He thought for a long time, then smiled. No, because Earth never gave me the one thing I needed most. What's that? She asked. A reason to fight for something bigger than myself. She leaned her head on his shoulder, closed his eyes, and the planet, finally truly free, kept spinning in silence.